Hello and welcome back to my channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. And on to race two of round five of our Scirocco Sunday Championship. And well, we weren't kidding when we said the rain was on its way. Look at this. Just look at that scene. Absolutely torrential here at Suzuka. And well, true Suzuka style, the rain does come, and we think it's going to be in for the duration of this entire race. Now, again, as I touched on earlier, we are expecting the organisers to take a good look at this, and they might decide that enough is enough, depending on how bad it does actually get here. But at the moment, the race is on, and well, what there is left of the crowd, they're still enjoying their days of racing here, watching the Ultimate Racing League. So, well, we're going with this reverse grid. Only 10 laps this time around. As I say, reduced laps as well here in the rain. And, well, let's go through the grid. So DB, who didn't have a great race in race one because of that stop, for that unusual stop, and we still don't know why that is. I've have to try and find out after the race on that one. But DB in pole position, Ginger in second. We've got Firepower in third, Rick in fourth. Smith in fifth. Thank you for all the replays, by the way, for Smith, who without them we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you for saving them. Colesberg in sixth place. Love Rocket Rods in seventh. Robert Racing in eighth. Bandit in ninth. Had a great finish to the to race one, didn't he? Got himself right up there in the end and finished in fourth place. Tiddy Milk in 10th. Aid in 11th. And our clear winner from race one, Pablo, back there down in 12th. Right. Well, you know the score. Watch those lights, and hopefully away we go. On wets, presumably. Essentially, we'll go through that as we go. Didn't actually check, did I? But I would presume that they're all on wets. Be a brave driver if they're out on intermediates as they come now down to turn one. Now, steady down here, boys. This is going to be really tricky as Ginger. Oh, and as soon as I say that, it's DB straight off. There was a little... Ginger was going down the inside. I just think he's a little bit wrong there, DB, so he's dropping down the order already, down to, seventh place after turn one, so not a great start from him. But Rick, on the other hand, has got himself through, and why is his indicator flashing? Is that just a electrical fault? I don't know. Let's have a quick look again. Let's go back and have a look at that start again. Ginger went down. Oh, and because of that contact, I think Ginger actually slowed down. He did. He went right offline. Ginger actually. He's off track. That's why Rick got himself into the lead. So Rick it is from Firepower in second place. Then Colesberg in third. Robert Racing in fifth. Love Rocket Rods in sixth. DB in seventh. Then Pablo in eighth. Already up to eighth place from 12th for Pablo. So good start from him. In fact, yeah, he's in eighth. He's been attacked by 80, who's now taken eighth place from him. Then we got Bandit in 10th, Smith in 11th, and Ginger in 12th. Yes, and all the drivers are on the wets, as I thought. I just had a quick look at them as I was flicking through the order. So no one out there on intermediates, which I can't blame them. Look at this weather. Look, it's not only the rain, we've got the wind as well, and I wouldn't want to be watching this, to be fair. I'd rather sit in the car, put the heater on, and eat my sandwiches. Oh, and that's Colesberg. You don't want to be touching that grass, or you don't want to be touching anything, the curbs, the grass, or anywhere here. You want to be trying to... Oh, that's a big glitch, wasn't it? Very big glitch there. Everyone jumped. But I think we still, as we are, Rick in first, Firepower second, Colesberg in third, Tiddy in fourth, Robert Racing in fifth. Then we've got DB in sixth, 80 in seventh still, with Love Rocket beside him, coming through Spoon Curve now. 80 in seventh. There's Love Rocket in eighth, then Pablo in ninth, Bandit in 10th. Rocket still having a little look at 80, and they're really steady through here. Really difficult through Spoon Curve, and I think Love Rocket just got a little bit wrong now. Maybe just took a little bit too much wheel spin there through the exit, and that's dropping him back a couple of spots, isn't it? Love Rocket Rods down to 9th place now. But this is tricky conditions, 130R. You really want to be lifting through there. It's not giving a little dab of brake, but you don't really want to be touching your brakes either. These conditions. I think got the 12 cars. No, we did have 12, didn't we? I think someone was missing there for a second, but Kurt Rick, as he starts the second lap, is still in the lead. Firepower in in second, but with a half a second penalty. Colesberg in third. This Tiddy Milk Robert Racing DB battle here down at turn one. Oh, where is it? There it is. Oh, Robert Racing, that was way too high now. I didn't think he was going to get that stopped. He tried to go down the outside of Tiddy Milk, but got it a little bit wrong. So he lost a place also to DB, who's up to fifth now. So Robert Racing just a bit too hot there in turn one with now with Aid behind him in seventh. Usually we would have a stop, of course, in this second race. It'll be hards and mediums, but because of it's a wet race, declared wet race, obviously we don't need to worry about tyre regulations here in race 2. So it's pretty much all the way to the end. It could be fuel, might be an issue, we'll have to see. But we'll worry about that when the time comes, if the time comes. So Robert Racing there in fifth, chasing down Tiddy in fourth. Just starting to settle down a little bit as we see them all coming through turn 9. Having said that, Love Rocket and Bandit getting pretty close through turn 9 with Ginger behind them in 12th. So through the hairpin they go. Trying everything they seem trying to keep the wheel spin to a minimum. Just trying to be smooth. It's easily said than done that. Now struggling to just get him around Spoon Curve, and he's got that penalty zone coming up as well, where obviously he's going to have his half a second taken off, and that's going to allow quite a few of these cars to go past, I reckon. So he's in second now. He's going to lose at least 3 places, I would have thought. Half a second's not actually that bad, is it? But oh, maybe not. Yeah, that weren't so bad. I suppose in normal conditions it would have been 2 or 3 spots, but actually in these conditions he does just lose the 1 actually. So back to third for him as Tiddy Milk now attacks him into the chicane, and that's actually a good move up the inside from Tiddy, and it can be done. As I said, if you get a good run out of 130R, get yourself up alongside the car in front, it can work out to be quite a nice little move in the end, and that proved to be there with Tiddy Milk. So through they go to start lap 3. Now of the 10. But Rick out in front at the moment, looking good. As Tiddy Milk now attacking Colesberg, and this is where we want to be in terms of camera. Keep it here as we see the whole field streaming through. Everyone a little bit white from Ginger at the end, but everyone getting through there nicely. Rick though looking comfortable. Colesberg then heading up this next group. Big train of cars behind him now. It's pretty much the whole field he's got in a whole train of cars there, really. Certainly from second to 7th. That's the first kind of first group, and then we've got the second group with Pablo, etc. in it. So maybe still trying to get through. 6th, but can't make it all. Robert Racing struggling a little bit there, isn't he? But did actually manage to gather that up a little bit, ran a little bit wide, so did Firepower there in turn 9. That's going to allow AD a move through up here at the hairpin, although yeah, I think Firepower just gets his wheels on that inside grass there. The pressure from AD as AD went past. I don't know if there was a little bit of just off-putting there, just put him off a bit, and just grabbed a bit too much of that inside, and he lost another spot there for Firepower. So back to 8th he goes. Pablo getting through to 7th. So our race 1 winner. Oh, now who's that? That was DB going out wide at Spoon Curve, and that could allow Pablo to get another spot here. Up the inside he goes. Not quite yet. It's neck and neck coming up through the back straight now. Quite get it done, did he? Pablo's going to sit behind DB, but DB running out onto the AstroTurf there at Spoon Curve, which is a place you don't want to be. Through 130R they go, and actually it's been quite a good race at the moment in terms of, well, respect out there in these conditions. I think everyone's just so focused on trying to keep the car going in the direction they want it to go that actually can't be bother to fight with the other drivers at the moment. It's just like we just got to keep it going straight at this point. Concentration levels are extreme, even in these short sprint races, and the weather is as bad as it is here. The guys are like golf balls on stalks, and you know, they might blink at the end of the race, but they certainly don't blink during it. In these conditions, you've got to not only look at watch the cars in front of you or around you, but you've got to look at where you're going, obviously, and you know, it's these conditions very, very tough. So through the S's they go. It's battle up the top here for third place. Racing, Colesberg, Aid. Oh, was that DB running wide again? Yes, it was, turn 9, and that's Pablo. He did get that 6th place then, so a little mistake from DB. Probably going to lose 7th as well to Smith. Yes, he does. So again, seen a few people just running it wide at turn 9, haven't we? Easily done there. So Rick out in front then. So maybe these are the conditions he likes. We don't know because he's on debut, but certainly favouring him at the moment, with Tiddy in 2nd, Robert in 3rd, Colesberg in 4th, 80 in 5th, and Pablo up to 6th place now for Pablo. In the back, remember. So made up 6 places there in the first 4 laps, which is some achievement. There hasn't really been that many incidents where people have been going off left, right and centre either, so yes, there's 1 or 2, but it's not like everyone's been pushing and shoving each other off track, is it? So to get himself up to 6th place, as DB runs it wide again, and he doesn't like these conditions at all, does he? He's struggling out there big time. But yeah, Pablo getting his way through to 6th place and doing really, really well. Smith, there's Love Rocket Rods, there's DB, there's Bandit. Now Bandit having a go down here. Now I wouldn't, but he does. So Bandit through, and actually does really well. DB obviously seen him come in there, give him some space, but it didn't look on at all. That wouldn't have looked on the dry conditions, let alone in the wet, but he did well to pick that up, didn't he? Going down at some speed, but managed to keep it on that inside line. And, the slightest of contact, so really good driving between them two. It's Firepower behind DB in 11th with Ginger at the back of the field in 12th, and I think he's also got half a second there. I think I see Ginger. Yes, he has, so that's going to push him back a little bit further as well once he comes through that zone, which is at the back straight there. So probably the race to forget for Ginger in this race too. So Rick then out in front is showing him how to do it. He looks like he's got a little bit of pace as well. He's got that fastest lap of 2:28.4, but looks like he's pretty comfortable in these conditions. Everyone else seems to just be a little bit more cautious. He doesn't seem to have that cautiousness, if that's a word, when we look at Rick when we come to see him on screen, but this guy's just being a little bit more their turns, and it might cost Rick, you know, depends, because you don't want to be pushing too hard, because that will cause mistakes and errors. At the moment he's looking okay, but 5 laps in out of the 10, in fact 6 laps in out of the 10 now, apologies, and we're looking good to clean this race up. City in second, Robert Racing in third, so these three looking okay, or them two, the top three looking okay. Then Aid and Colesberg. Colesberg applying a little bit of pressure to the back of Aid now. So come through the S's. We've got Smith. It's better from Smith, isn't it? Now, Scottish driver. I mean, he should be pretty used to these conditions, shouldn't he? Let's be honest. So maybe that's why he's looking okay there in sixth place at the moment. Then Love Rocket in seventh, and then this battle Pablo Bandit, and Pablo's actually dropping down. He's back to eighth now, isn't he, Pablo? So he's had a moment somewhere, and is a bit of contact there with Bandit. So Pablo's down to ninth now, so he was up to what, sixth, wasn't he? So he's dropping back now, so something's happened to Pablo at some point. But these two are not giving an inch at the moment as they come round turn 12 towards Spoon Perth, turns 13 and 14. Oh, and half a second for Bandit. Now Pablo will obviously see that. He'll know about that. He knows that the zone is coming up as they exit Spoon going along the back straight, so he's no need to try and get past at this point. He'll just see where it takes him once he gets that penalty off. So let's see where it takes him. I actually reckon it'll get him past Bandit unless he goes for an audacious move through 130 yard. No, he's the pants was put away at that point. He's thought, nah, don't mind the rain, but I ain't that stupid. So he decided to back out, stay in ninth place. DB in 10th, has had an interesting race. Ginger in 11th, and Firepower now back to 12th and with half a second, so Firepower dropping back behind Ginger. And Robert Racing, though, is now the holder of that fastest lap at 2:27.8 and where's he in third place, so he's clearly now, here we are in lap 7. It's taken him this long maybe to just get used to these conditions. But not really closing that gap any onto Tiddy, is he? If anything, Aid's actually catching to the back of him, so this podium places here, second, third and fourth are just beginning to get a little bit closer to each other. Colesberg's dropped off of these three in fifth place, but AD now definitely is catching Robert Racing. Tiddy's getting out of there. There's Robert Racing, there's Aid. Now as they hit the chicane, through they go. There's Colesberg, then G Smith, then we got Love Rocket Rod still battling with Bandit there, so 7th for Love Rocket, Bandit in 8th. See Bandit, didn't we, in race 1, coming good at the end, obviously different conditions, but maybe it just takes him a bit of time to get used to his car, takes a few laps, and then once it's there, he's there. Because all of a sudden now he looks like he's showing a little bit more speed. Certainly got a better exit there than what Love Rocket Rods did. But is there a move on up here at 130R? I don't class it as a place to pass, not really. But there's Bandit. Well, we've seen a few side by side through there, haven't we? But Love Rocket's saying, nah, I don't think so. When that's ahead of him, I've just seen Colesberg go off and there was a touch there. Now, what was that touch? Who was that touch from? Who was he battling with? Let's go back again and have a look. So Carlsberg's not got anybody around him, has he? 5th place now. The only person is Smith behind him in 6th. So does Smith get a better run through 130R, or did he just lose it himself? Let's have a quick look. He might have lost it himself. I'm not blaming anybody here. I think he's just going to lose it, isn't he? Up to the chicane. Oh, yeah, and gets his back left onto the grass. And well, that'll be that. Running it wide through the chicane. Love Rocket. Oh, just trying to squeeze through, and now Carlsberg's in. So why is he in? His fuel's okay. Does he think that a change to intermediates is the answer? Well, we're about to start lap 8, so he's only got 3 laps, so maybe a bit too late, whatever he's trying to do. I'll have a look in a minute, but he's dropping down to the end, Carlsberg, but obviously on the wet tyres to start with. We'll see. In fact, unless he's got a technical issue after that off, something's got inside the engine now, and he's just gone into his box. We'll see if he does actually come back out, and if he has, what tyres he's on, or does he just change the wets? But we need to really. He's plenty of grip on these. So there's Rick anyway, our leader. Tiddy still there in 2nd, but being closed in now by Robert Racing, who, as I said, did have that fastest lap. So just looks like he's picked up a little bit of pace. 80 still in 4th, but he's not going to be close enough to do anything about these two yet. That's a little bit wide from Tiddy Milk. Now Robert Racing has struggled through this turn 9, but it's Tiddy this time that runs it wide. That's going to allow Robert Racing an opportunity up here at the hairpin to take 2nd. Up the inside he goes. No, he doesn't. Tiddy Milk. And there's a good switch back from Robert Racing, but he's not going to get the drive. Tiddy Milk got that better drive on the outside. Of course, sometimes it is better on the outside in these conditions, isn't it? You're trying to grab as much water and dirt as you can, and we know that there's a lot of dirt on the outside of these circuits. So maybe it was the right call there, Tiddy Milk. Certainly wasn't letting Robert Racing go past anyway. Whatever way you look at it. There's AD. Just cannot get on the back of these two ahead of him at the moment, can he? Smith, 5th place. Love Rocket in 6th. We've got Bandit still behind him in 7th. Then we've got Pablo in 8th. Not really getting any further than that, is he? But he did have a good result. So maximum points from him in race 1. Then DB in 9th. Ginger in 10th. Firepower in 11th. And yet Carlsberg has retired from the race. He's sitting in pit lane. So whatever that problem was, he decided to call it a day. Maybe just a lot of water in the electrics there in the engine, and yeah, it's failed on him. So a bit unfortunate there for Carlsberg. It happened after he was off, so unless he had too much damage, it's done some internal damage to some stuff there from hitting the wall. Who knows? He's out of the race anyway. But Rick, who's led it from the start, from turn 1 at this point, he got through, didn't he, after there was a little bit of coming together between Ginger, whoever it was at the start of the race, and he said, I'll have that, put himself through into the lead, and that's where he's been since, and he's not really looked like he's slacked off at all, has he? No one's got anywhere close to him at the moment, so Rick looking good coming through the S's now. Looks like he's probably got this one wrapped up on the penultimate lap. Tiddy Milk still in 2nd, but still being hounded by Robert Racing in 3rd. Then 80 still there in 4th, but still a few cars lengths behind. So this could be a good finish between these two for that podium place. 80 looks like he's just coming back into play actually. He really has closed in now. He was quite a few cars lengths behind, wasn't he, about 2 corners ago, but now he's right up behind Robert Racing and Tiddy. So what's 80 got in store? Has he got something to offer here? 1.5 laps to run. Smith there, Bandit, Love Rocket, Pablo, DB, Ginger, and then Firepower. So these are all quite spread out now, aren't they? Nothing much happening here. This is where we want to be watching. This is the battle between Tiddy, Robert Racing and Aid. Tiddy in the cards at the moment, no, they're in 2nd place. Robert Racing with that third step at the podium currently. We could have the spoiler at the back there in 80 in fourth, who could come through and could actually grab one of those spots, couldn't he? As we now come out of the final corner, we're about to start the final lap when the camera wants to come back on. Thank you. Over the line they go. So Rick has gone. Looks like he has. Well, he's going to get victory here, but this is all going on here as we see Robert Racing having a little sneak look at a move on Tiddy down there at turn one, but he was going to run it wide there, but actually did all right. So he's still there, but look at these three now, literally bumper to bumper now. Nothing between these three cars. Everyone else quite spaced out. There was a bit of a battle going on between Bandit and Smith behind them. Bandit's actually got himself through past Smith actually. So Bandit is up to fifth, so he is doing what he done in race one as it goes. There's Smith, there's Love Rocket in seventh, and there's Pablo in eighth, so it's pretty close there, but we must focus our attention on this race up here at the front, because as we come through turn 9 and under the bridge, we're going to be into the final sector soon. Bit of contact through the hairpin, but that's to be expected. So Robert Racing then, what can he do? Can he get that second place off of Tiddy? What can he do? He's sitting there still watching, but it just looks like he's running out a little bit at the back there, a little bit of pace. Tiddy though is the man under pressure at the moment. He's knows how to defend, and but this is a different ball game in these conditions. And there's Robert Racing now having a look up the inside, slightly better exit there, but Tiddy's covered that. But how long can he cover? And Aid's going to get what, 2-car slipstream if it comes into effect by the time they go to 130R. But this is not going to be looking very nice at all. I want to go back to our leader, of course, but I just want to see these coming through here, and actually very well done from these three. So I'm going to go back to Rick as we see him come through the chicane for the final time, and congratulations to him as we see them three battling out still. But here's Rick coming out through turn 18. Congratulations on debut. I think he gets the win. Then we've got Tiddy Milk, who will get second from Robert Racing, and 80 in first, so it all stays as it was. Oh, really close in the end there. Bandit will grab fifth. Another good race from him. Smith in sixth, Love Rocket in seventh, Pablo in eighth. That'll do for Pablo. DB in ninth, Ginger in 10th, Firepower in 11th. Of course, we know Carlsberg retired from the race in the end. Robert Racing did get that fastest lap, 2:27.8, and that is it for the last of our sprint races. So, going into the Enduros, we're at Trial Mountain in the US. We've got some quite long distance races coming up in the second part of the Enduros. We're going to places like America, like Japan again, and also we're venturing into new territories as well, into the United Arab Emirates down there at the Yas Marina. But that's to come further down in the calendar, but it's going to be a crack at that one. I know that for sure. It's a great track. So thank you for watching tonight, and that is the completion of round 5. So join me again next time for round 6, start of our Enduros. And thank you for watching once again, and it's bye from me.